Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Newsroom. I'm your host, Umar Khalid Butt. And as you saw the short video just before I have made my introduction, this program is going to be dedicated to the empowerment of women through digital skills. Now, there are different initiatives across the country that are going on, and of course the government wants to empower the women in different manners whatsoever. One of these initiatives is being done by the IT board of the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government. This is an initiative to train the women in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa online. This is a joint initiative of the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa IT, of course the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government, as well as two important organizations as well. And we are going to discuss in detail what they bring to the table as far as empowering women through these digital skills is concerned. We in the studios have been joined by two important guests. Let me introduce them to you one by one. On my very right is Mr. Umar Farooq. You are the CEO of Tech Valley, and you are one of the two companies that is going on with this initiative in collaboration with the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government. So welcome to our show, sir.
Thank you.
Our second guest is Shafaq Syed. Shafaq Syed is a project coordinator, digital skills program, and of course you're also associated with Tech Valley, but you were working for the IT ministry in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government before that. So welcome, Shafaq, as well.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Pleasure is all ours, because we all want our women to be empowered through one means or the other, and this is a very good initiative. Let's begin with you, Umar Farooq Saab. When and how did this initiative come into place?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, and Omar Butt Saab, it's always a pleasure to be at the PTV World, so thanks for having us. This is, as you've been hearing about Prime Minister's vision of digital Pakistan from last couple of years actually. And as you know, the team that was in KPITB government was there in last 5 years before this tenure. At that time, it started with the digital Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. And there was a first digital policy that was launched by the KPK government, in that they realized that if we want to make the economy digital, we need to focus on digital jobs. And when you're talking about the digital jobs in KP, there was a dying need of that we need to empower our women. And at that time, KP government has a very good working relationship with the World Bank and Multi-Donor Trust Fund. So they came up with this idea that we will come up with a flagship program called KP Youth Employment Program.
All right.
And under that, that was a one component which is focused on only women empowerment through capacity building programs and digital skills. So Multi-Donor Trust Fund, which is administered by World Bank, came up with this idea, and they actually put it in the papers, and there was a tender. And a lot of companies applied for it, and Tech Valley and Demo also applied for it. We won the bid, and we started this journey. We were supposed to start in March, but due to COVID-19, we didn't start on time. It's supposed to be done on campuses in all over Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. But right now we're doing this online, and I will explain more details with you as we move forward.
Let's move towards Shafaq. Now, Shafaq, you're the project coordinator for this digital skills program. What do you bring to the table as far as your expertise is concerned?
Well, I was working with the KPIT board before this, like you mentioned, and I was part of the pilot project that was implemented there, which was for all graduates, for creating more employment for them, and digitally equipping them. So now, because we know that our women aren't as empowered, especially in KP, right? We have to so we're going to. This program is not specific for women now, for graduates now, sorry.
But it's for women, but
for
basically
women.
concentrated towards women. We'll go into detail about that, but we've also been joined by Dr. Ali Mahmood, who's the MD KPIT board. Thank you very much, sir, to have joined us. And sir, a great initiative as far as this digital skills program is concerned. First of all, congratulations on initiating that. What is the KP government's vision, sir, and the initiatives as far as science and IT technology is concerned?
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for taking me online, and thank you for your commending words. So the KP government has a strategy in place, and actually about not more than 2 weeks ago, I presented a complete plan to the Chief Minister of KP regarding the initiatives that we intend to take, and they fall under two categories mainly. So one is the digital economy space, wherein our objective is to go for wealth creation to create job opportunities for our youth. And also, the other category is the digital governance category, wherein we are going to focus on public service delivery to improve that from the government's end, to facilitate the citizens, digitize the citizen facilitation, digitize the citizen-facing services. Also, we are working on initiatives through which we can facilitate the ease of doing business in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. So there is a lot in store, and we are. The ultimate idea is to make Khyber Pakhtunkhwa a digitally enabled province, wherein we can make the public service delivery a lot better and completely digitally transform the province in the next few years.
All right. Now, Dr. Saab, there was also a pilot program that was begun in 2016, but that was not really concentrated towards the women of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. How did that go, and how did that pave the way for this program that is, of course, towards this certain community, that is the women of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa?
Okay, so you see, about 60% of our population, it consists of people who are under the age of 30, and that can be a big demographic dividend for us. And so if we can equip and empower our youth with digital skills, you see, they can play a very positive role towards economic growth. And we can increase our workforce participation, especially in the digital economy. So when the first program was launched, it was titled Youth Employment Program for the same reason, because it was targeted at our youth. And the results that we got from that program, gradually, those were quite encouraging, because the data that we collected, based on that, we came to know that more than 40% of the people who benefited from that program, they reported earning either through getting employment, decent employment, or they reported earning through these different freelance platforms that we have these days. So you see, these digital skills can be a level playing field for our youth, because especially through freelance platforms, they can target the global market. The global freelance market is quite a big market, and it has enough elasticity to accommodate our youth. But the challenge is to digitally equip them with skills that are relevant to the market. So initially, when we got some encouraging results, then we started another program in collaboration with UNDP, and that was focused on advanced digital skills. And the results were even more encouraging. So the results that we had, it indicated that more than 50% of those who benefited from the program, they reported that they either landed a job or they started earning from the freelance platforms. So when we also looked at some data, we came to know that the gender pay gap in Pakistan is quite high when you compare it to other regional countries. And the participation of women in workforce is quite low in Pakistan. So that's why we felt the need that we have to tailor make some programs for our women, and to empower them with these digital skills also. So that is why we started these.
Dr. Ali, as far as this program is concerned, of course, which is going to empower the women of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, how important is that public-private partnership that you have gone for this time as well, in order to further empower programs such as this one?
Okay, so the scale is quite big, and the government only has a certain amount of resources, which are usually not sufficient to scale to the level that it has to. So partnerships are extremely important, and that's why we had to initially focus on public-private partnerships, and that's one way of scaling it to the level that we intend to achieve the objectives that we have in mind to empower our women, and especially, not just women, but overall our youth. So that is the first, one of the first initiatives that we took. And I think based on the same model, the results that we are getting, so we are very hopeful that we are going to replicate the same model, and we are going to establish more partnerships in the future to create more opportunities for women. And we are also going to start more programs which are targeted at our youth also. So hopefully we are expecting to get very good results very soon, inshallah.
All right. We wish you all the very best, Dr. Saab, and we look forward to more concrete results and programs coming from the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government. Thank you, sir, very much to have joined us. Dr. Ali Mahmood, MD, KPIT board, joining us and giving us more details from the government's perspective as far as this digital skills program is concerned. Coming back to you, Umar Farooq Saab, your company, that is Tech Valley, is also the exclusive partner for Google for Education in Pakistan. So was this step forward as far as going towards digital skills? Was this a normal progression for a company such as yours that wants to advance as far as educating people in Pakistan is concerned?
I think this was certainly something that was a blessing in the skies. Getting Google to getting Google and getting them convinced that they should come and help us out with this. Because as you know, with this digital transformation that we are going through, even under Digital Pakistan, and these last 8-9 months of the COVID, Google was a great help, a very big supporter of this whole program. And when Google comes in anything, they wanted to understand the dynamics first. They wanted to understand the local market first. It was not a copy-paste from anywhere. They understood the program. And Google for Education, if folks can go online, you can look under that. That's a whole different world itself. We have done various initiatives with Google. One is the early age program with Ministry of IT in Islamabad that we are doing early age programming. And this digital skills during the COVID-19, Google come up with a program specifically for Pakistan.
Okay.
If folks are listening right now, they should look it up, Grow with Google.
All right.
And if you Google it, you will see there are a bunch of digital skills that you can go online and you can get those certificates, which are international certifications, which you can go and get them for free right now.
All right.
And under this program, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa was the first province in which we are now targeting 3,000 females. It's a pretty huge number. And it could not be done just by one organization. That's why our demo comes in, our partner organization from Islamabad, KP government comes in a play, and Google said that we will help you to scale this up. And now we're also working with PTV World also. And we have asked, and the PTV World management was very kind enough to offer internships to these females. So as soon as they will get graduated from this program, PTV World, they can hire those women. And they can help you with the research, they can help you with the content creation and other skills that they are learning online.
That is also the World Bank is on board.
World Bank is the one who is funding this program, and they are also keeping a close eye on this and from the quality assurance side of it.
All right. Shafaq, Mr. Omar pointed out a bit about the different numbers of women that are going to be empowered through this digital skills program. Now, this program is also known as WEDS. There are different levels of this program, different phases. Could you explain those phases and how many phases have you able to achieve to date?
Well, we started in April 2020. There was a bit of a delay because of Corona. We were initially supposed to launch in March. So in the initial phase, we've trained around more than 500 women in 3 categories: graphic designing, social media marketing, and WordPress development and design.
All right.
And in the next phase, which is the applications for the next phase are live right now, and they'll close on 21st December 2020, and we'll launch the next phase initiated in January, first week of January. So for that, what we're going to do is now we have five disciplines that the women will be trained in, and we are targeting around 1,000 women to be trained in the second phase. And then hopefully eventually in the third phase we will try and create linkages between the industry and these digitally empowered women and try and create employment opportunities for them.
That is great. What is the criteria for these women that you take on board as far as training them, empowering them?
Like I mentioned in the previous program that the KPIT board had done, we had a criteria that everybody has to be a graduate.
All right.
But this time around, because it's for the women, and we in KP in remote areas, a lot of people are not very educated, or they. So what we want to do is that the age limit is between 18 to 30 years old. So a woman who has children or is at home and cannot go out can get herself, enrolled in this, get some skills, and then maybe work online also, right? From the comfort of her own house. And somebody has to just have a high school degree and should know a bit about how to use a computer, like basic computer literacy, and just a college degree would do.
So there's some kind of an entry test or some kind of a criteria. I mean, when they apply online, for example, do you ask them specific questions? Is there some kind of an online test that enables them to enter this digital skills program?
There's an application process. We have a set of questions in place, and once they fill out the form, then our aim is to, because there's not a lot of women especially who are interested, and then women who are interested in doing something that's tech related, right? It's labeled as a more a more male field, right? So it's hard as is to get women to apply. So once we have applications, obviously we do have a criteria, and but we are welcoming everybody that's coming our way at this point, because our aim is to empower as many women as we can.
All right. The next question goes to the both of you. I'll start with you, Mr. Omar. When it comes to empowering women, I mean, it's a great initiative, but sometimes there is a language barrier as well. Some of the women in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa might not understand or comprehend the English language as strongly as they understand the Pashto language or any other language, or their local language or Urdu. How do you deal with that?
That's an excellent question, and I'm glad you asked that question. Basically, keeping that in mind, we do have a very diversified pool of trainers. Because we understand what we will need in Peshawar and merged districts of KP as compared to Aptabad, Mansura and others. So we have different pools of trainers available with these who are bilingual, who can speak Pashto, who can speak Urdu, who can speak English, and we adopt. We understand that because there is a process when these women, they apply, and we get these applications, we ask them some basic questions. Do you have a working internet at home? Do you have a tablet? Do you have a laptop? Do you prefer to have this training in English and Urdu? And then we have quality assurance teams, we have onboarding teams, they go through those results, and then they come up with the proposed plan. So it's not a one model fits all. It's like you need to ask, you need to listen, you need to analyze, then you need to come up with the strategy that how we will execute this training. Will it be a hybrid model? Will it be in Urdu, English? But we कोशिश हमारी है, उर्दू में मैं बताना चाहूँगा, कोशिश ये है कि जितनी ख्वातीन अभी सुन रही हैं, they should go on KP Youth Employment Program website and they can apply. So we want to make sure कि English Urdu का mix ho.
All right.
That is how, because they need to go for these jobs which are not local jobs. Right now, I think with pandemic, we have realized that, for example, I'll give you an example that UK, US, all of these countries have these medical insurance claims which are going out of the roof. They're outsourcing that work to Pakistan. Okay. KPITB board has a BPO sector which is getting these call center seats up, and if these women can do data entry jobs, they can answer phone calls. There's a huge demand for that right now.
All right.
On top of it, there's a back office work. There's a social media maintenance that the company needs. And usually women are good with multitasking. And we want to make sure that once this 3,000 females pool, we hit that, we have 30% employment that we need to ensure for these women. That's where we are looking for partnerships. So I will ask all of your viewers who are listening in, if there are any organizations out there who would like to partner with us, they can go to KP Youth Employment Program website, Tech Valley or Demo, and reach out to us. We need your help to empower these women. And this is not only KP's job, we're talking about whole Pakistan. And inshallah, our goal is that if our women will be empowered, you will see, inshallah, our society will be empowered. And our economy, you will see the results of it. If you will do this economic empowerment of these women, inshallah, you will see fruitful results throughout the country.
That is, of course, what we want, because we want Pakistan to stand on its own feet, and for Pakistan to stand on its own feet, all the different sections of the society, whether it be men or women, need to empower it together.
Absolutely.
Shafaq, when it comes to, of course, let me go back to this criteria for enrolling the women and everything. Sometimes the women have, as Omar Saab pointed out, they've got, you ask them whether they've got a laptop, whether they've got an internet connection. Sometimes they have it, but the quality is not that good. Sometimes the internet connection is not of that high speed that they can go forward with that skills program. Does the company help those women out once they are selected, with maybe providing them with a laptop or a tablet, a better tablet or a better internet connection?
Yes, when initially we were trying to implement this during Corona, what we did was we partnered with different organizations to get internet devices delivered to these women, or maybe even handsets, because whatever you can do on a tablet or a laptop, you can these days do on your phone as well, right? So that was the aim, and that we did do that.
All right.
I will add something. I think this is an excellent point that you mentioned. Especially, we realized that during this pandemic that our internet access is still a challenge. And I know that you have a wider audience throughout Pakistan and outside Pakistan. I would highly request our telcos who are listening out there and telco operators, they need to come up with the bundle packages. They need to come up with better access.
Especially for programs such as these.
Especially for programs like that. Because this is, like you said, that we need to pull this together. This is not, you cannot skill anyone until there is no connectivity. And connectivity is still a challenge when you have to carry 4 SIMs within your province or across state lines, that this one SIM works good in this state and this other SIM works in different province or in different geographical areas. You cannot promote tourism, you cannot promote digital skills. So, roti, kapda, or internet. This is the new tagline for Digital Pakistan,
All right. A final question to the both of you. How optimistic are you about the future of programs such as these?
I am very optimistic. The buck stops not only with the government. I think that's why it's a public-private partnership. We want to encourage and we want to promote entrepreneurship. And I think Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is been leading that effort, mashallah. And I believe कि ये सफर जो शुरू हुआ है एक छोटे से ग्रुप से शुरू हुआ था, अब माशाल्लाह पूरा कारवां बनता गया, community बनती गई. And this community, you will see inshallah that we will get some good successful stories. And some of these women, I think they can open up the next unicorns. You can see what Kareem is doing, you can see what Food Pandas are doing, you can see what Baikia is doing, what Syed Kahanis are doing. So if you look for these success stories out there, you will find them.
Exactly.
It's just you need to ask the research team to do more deeper research. And if these women can come and they can do fellowships and these internships virtually, I think me and you will see that our mitti is very zarkhez and we have great successful
That is, of course,
stories.
we've got extremely talented people in our country and we need to expose them to the outside world as well. Shafaq, what's your comment on that?
Well, I'm really excited to be working on this, and I am, like Umar Bhai said, very optimistic about it, because being a woman working for women is obviously what I want to be doing. I am empowered. I want to empower other people as well, other women as well. And what I love about this program is that, it's reaching out to remote areas. So, we have this cream that is, getting opportunities over and over again. There's a certain group of women that is getting trained over and over again, but this time around we're trying to reach out to remote areas and help those women who actually deserve it, right? Who are actually not empowered and who actually need our help. So, that is really exciting for me at least, and we as Tech Valley are very
very glad and very happy
this,
that you can
contribute
somehow
to the
contribute to
society,
this, to the empowerment of the society. Thank you very much, Umar Farooq Saab, CEO, Tech Valley. Thank you very much, Shafaq Syed, Project Coordinator of Digital Skills Program. We wish you all the very best, and we hope to see concrete results coming, and we hope to see you back here in the studios with the results, and maybe with some of the trainee ladies who have made their way through it and become empowered themselves.
Inshallah.
Women empowerment, ladies and gentlemen, is very important, especially for countries such as Pakistan. And of course, in this digital age, digital empowerment becomes even the more important. That's how programs such as these gain more importance with the coming times and of course the 21st century that is upon us. Now, before we leave, I'd like to talk about one other topic that concerns our not so friendly neighbor India. Now, there is a huge controversy that has been put forward as far from by the BBC. Of course, it talks about the Indian Chronicles. It talks about how a massive 15-year influence operation that successfully targeted the European Union and the United Nations with more than 750 fake local media and more than 10 zombie NGOs. It made a success of it in all of these years, and not only through all this fake information, but targeting Pakistan through different kinds of issues and but not one of them was based on any kind of truth. This Indian Chronicle's key objective has been to undermine Pakistan internationally. As you know, India has never wanted Pakistan to achieve success in any way whatsoever. And that is one of the reasons why this Indian Chronicles was put up. They also impersonated the European Union. They laundered content produced by fake media to real media and reached millions and in South Asia and across the world. As you know, people, when you go on social media, they really don't see if whatever information they are reading or going through is really authenticated or not, or so they thought it was. And so in all of these years, this false information was going through the millions and millions of people who thought that the narrative that was being built by India through this Indian Chronicles was in fact true. Now, not only did they resurrect the NGOs, that is non-governmental organizations, the Indian Chronicles also resurrected Louis Son, who is the grandfather of international human rights law. This person passed away in the year 2006, but he is listed as a participant of the UNHRC in 2007 and as an attendee of an event in Washington, D.C. in 2011. I mean, I don't understand how that could happen once he is no longer part of this world since 2006. But nevertheless, before we went, we needed to really let our audience know how our neighbor is trying to destabilize Pakistan. And it's high time that the world woke up, as have been the important international organizations that have put this major story in their articles about Indian Chronicles. These and so many other things are going to be unearthed in the days and months to come, as has been the dossier that has been put forward by our Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi and the DG ISPR. We'll give you more details as they come along. Till then, stay tuned. We'll see you inshallah tomorrow with new segments and stories from the last episode of Newsroom of this week. Allah Hafiz and stay safe.